Super Dark Deception is a 2D retro-style reimagining of the well-received game Dark Deception. Only Chapter 1 has been released, with the others coming in the near future. You're here to find out how it plays, so let's do exactly that. When the game begins, we're greeted by a woman named Bierce. She lets us know how much of a disappointment we are, but I already knew this as my wife tells me every day. Bierce also lets us know that we can't go back and that only death awaits us. Fortunately for us, Bierce can see a shimmer of potential in the game's protagonist, Doug Hauser. She explains there are several ring pieces scattered within portals, and if we bring them back to her, she will help us get our life back. This sounds like a pretty good deal to me. A ring for my life back? Well, I don't think Gollum's going to be bothering me, as he's still recovering from that last piece of shit. At the main menu, there's a few options that you can choose from. You can start a new game, or continue, obviously. Choose which chapter you want to play through, although there's only one at the moment. Replay a certain level, as well as enter the extras area, but we'll touch on that a little bit later. Controls are simple. You can move, toggle your run, and have an interaction button. There are a few abilities that you'll unlock, and I'll go into detail on these shortly. The portals for each level can be accessed via the main hub, with Bierce keeping you company. When you reach the first level, the hotel, Bierce lets us know that we'll need to collect the purple crystals called soul shards. It's only after we've gathered them that we'll be able to retrieve the ring pieces she previously mentioned. You will have some opposition in the form of murderous monkeys. You didn't think collecting the shards would be that easy, right? If you come into contact with them, you will lose a life. If you lose all 3 of your lives, you'll be treated to this screen letting us know that we're dead, and you'll be seeing this a lot. From here you can either continue, which prevents you from getting an S ranking, or restart and try the whole level again. I quickly gave up with getting an S rank and just wanted to play the game. As there will be several enemies chasing you at once, they will attempt to split up and block your pathing, which means that you'll run into one of them and be killed, so you'll have to think on the fly and path accordingly. You can enable a minimap which shows you where the remaining soul shards are, as well as the layout of the map. There's also red shards that can be picked up which reveal enemy locations temporarily, as well as an orange orb that will stun enemies, allowing you to breeze past them. Both were really handy, especially the red shard, as it made pathing easier, meaning I got boxed in less. Once you've gathered all the crystals, you can make a sprint for the now revealed ring piece. I did die quite a few times in this section, but you'll eventually overcome it. It's more of an annoyance as opposed to being difficult. The monkeys did also glitch on the screen a few times and looked as though they were being warped elsewhere, so I'm assuming there will be a patch coming relatively soon. Once you manage to get to the portal to escape, you'll be given a ranking. Your rank depends on how long it took you to complete the level, finding any bonus shards, secrets, death, as well as your shard streak. It's worth noting that if you're going for an S ranking, you'll have to restart the level if you die. There is a level up system which grants you skill points when you complete a level. You'll also be rewarded with soul shards, which are the game's form of currency. You'll also gain access to some powers to give you an advantage in each level. There's a speed boost, which is self-explanatory, teleportation, and telepathy, which highlights enemies. You can upgrade these abilities by using the ring altar located next to Bierce. In each level there are more mechanics that are introduced to slow you down and ultimately get you killed. You'll have to utilise your powers at the correct time to overcome these obstacles. I won't go into detail on these as I don't want to give too much away. You can see here one of the enemies gets bugged into an object, and I did watch to see if they'd free themselves, but nope, they were bugged. There are some boss encounters, with one of them being quite frustrating, as it seemed enemies were glitching through objects, but I'm not sure if that's intentional, so I won't class it as a bug. Now, when I got to the manor, I found these gold watcher enemies to be a pain in the arse. There were times it seemed I could do nothing to get away with them, but I'm happy to put this down to a skill issue. I found the speed boost useful at any given time, with the teleport being very situational. Sometimes it would come in clutch, getting me out of the tightest of scenarios, but more often than not I'd use it and get myself killed, and I'll take some ownership of this. The most problematic area I ran into was the maze section of the manor. This enemy's collision box ranges from small to large, so I couldn't consistently path my routes as I didn't know if the game would register a hit. So if you look here, it seemed like I was too far away for a hit to register, but I died. If you look here, I'm purposefully letting the enemy get close to me to see if a hit will register. In this section I'm blocked off by an invisible wall and can only assume the axe's collision box caused the issue. Here's another example of the AI getting stuck in the wall. Overall, I did find a lot of inconsistencies, so these will need to be addressed as soon as possible. When you complete the 4th level, you'll be told that's the end of Chapter 1 and the game will continue in Chapter 2. By purchasing the game, you're paying for all 3 chapters, but you'll have to wait until they're released. The game is also very short. I've got 5 hours in the game, but not all of that is gameplay. I've got no doubt this can be completed in less than 2 hours. Earlier I mentioned there's a way to spend your soul shards, and they can be used in the extras hub. Here you can change your playable character, purchase displays, as you can see here I've got the Nightmare Murder Monkey, and play songs on the jukebox. There are some other features, but I won't bore you to death. Several of the unlockable characters or features require an S ranking in a certain level, which basically means I'm never going to get them. To anyone that can get an S ranking in the game's current form, I take my hat off to you, mate. As of writing, the game has a mixed rating on Steam, with 121 individuals leaving a review. They've reported issues with the AI's hitboxes as well as the enemies getting stuck in walls, whereas several other users have thoroughly enjoyed the game but also highlighted the number of bugs present. Steam reports that I've played the game for 5 hours, but I'd say only 3.5 for actual gameplay. I paid approximately $18 for the game, or £14, and I'm mixed on the price. As all of the chapters are included in this one-off cost, it is a great deal, but as only one chapter is available at the moment, I find it hard to justify spending $18 on Super Dark Deception. With all of that said, I did enjoy the game. Yes, it does need a patch, and yes, it's currently incomplete, but hopefully this review will aid you in making a decision whether to purchase or leave it. Ladies and gents, subs and non-subs, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, you know what to do. You've heard it all a million times. All of my socials can be found in my description. And remember, I'll never be a real YouTuber until I've released an apology video, or two. That's all, guys. Peace out.